Good afternoon. With all of these people, that's the response. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. All right. I stand before you today not as a concerned citizen, not as an advocate, but someone who breathes the reality of our broken system every single day. I'm here to make it plain, we can't wait for 7.8. I serve as a forensic care manager with SerCare, working with some of the most vulnerable population of our society, those that have been released from incarceration that are also dealing with the stigma of mental health issues. They're dealing with the struggles. These are men and women, and without proper intervention, they are at risk of reoffending, they're at risk of homelessness, they're at risk of falling through the cracks in a system that claims to care but underfunds those that do the real work. I'm at the bridge between the release of their rehabilitation and giving them access to treatment, finding stable housing, and navigating a world that has already written them off. Yet, while I work, the work of thousands of nonprofit employees across this state is essential. We are paid as if it's optional. We can't wait for 7.8. I also serve as a pastor in an underserved community where firsthand the trickle-down effect of nonprofits that are doing the most with the very least are struggling. Through our outreach efforts, we reach the homeless, we reach the rejected, and those that are falling through the cracks. We are in an area in Syracuse where the population, 13.9%, are operating under the poverty level. We have the highest concentrations of black and brown poverty for youth in the United States, but they cannot get access because there's no one at the nonprofit, because nonprofits cannot fund their payrolls, because they can't attract new staff. They can't retain the staff that they have. So this is the reason that we say we cannot wait for 7.8. I'll tell you a story. I transitioned from corporate America. I worked with a health insurance company where they paid as well. I came to a job because I didn't care about the bottom line. I cared about impacting people's lives. I cared about making a change. I cared about doing something different in my community. But when I'm serving people, and my thought is whether I need to be able to get my medication or pay my mortgage, or when I'm 1 to 2 paychecks above the people I'm serving, that's just not fair. That is an egregious oversight of the state assembly. We need to make sure they know we need an increase now. We need resources now. We need money now. We need help now. I'm not even going to add later because that gives them an out. We don't want to give them an out. Imagine going to work every day and pouring your heart out and your soul out, helping people, only to come home and wonder how you yourself can afford groceries. Imagine standing there in front of somebody who's battling severe mental health issue, trying to help them secure medication, and you don't know if you got to skip your medication. Imagine doing that and thinking about the weight of that societal hypocrisy. That's what nonprofit workers are facing every single day, and it is unacceptable. It is egregious. It is a problem, and we cannot wait for 7.8. New York State prides itself on being progressive, on leading the way in equity and justice. But how is it just to force people providing social services into financial instability? How is it equitable when we celebrate the importance of mental health support, yet refuse to compensate those who provide it fairly? You cannot expect us to keep showing up for others when we can barely show up for ourselves. Right. We can't wait on 7.8. It's not about, come on, there we go. It's not about wages, it's about dignity. It's about sustainability. It's about ensuring those that commit their lives to public service can continue to do so without being crushed under the weight of economic hardship. So I ask you, no, I challenge you to do what is right. Invest in people who invest in our communities. Raise wages for nonprofit workers now, because we can't wait for incremental change where our bills pile up exponentially. And it impacts our ability to serve, and it dwindles. We can't wait for 7.8. Thank you.